Terance, what's the last week just been like as far as integrating and going through the losses, but also integrating new guys into the system that you guys have?
Just a lot of film, a lot of talking, just about what we're trying to do. Trying to get everybody on the same page, but a lot of film.
What's been the toughest part of the last week and a half since you've kind of come back?
Losing.
Does this strike you at all as similar to last year? Where you guys made all those moves at deadline, and after the All-Star break, there's 5 straight losses. Like, from how you guys pulled out of that, do you see any kind of model for how this thing could turn?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can say we've been through it before, so we know how to weather the storm.
What's the biggest difference between the team now and the team that you were in training camp and preseason with before you got hurt?
The biggest difference, I'd probably just say we don't have as much depth, I guess, in a certain position. Like, we had Nico, we had Rocco, we had even Marcus, we had KJ, so that just gave us more depth in that position. But now we don't have that.
How does that affect you specifically?
It's just a different look. It's just a whole different ball game now. So we're just gonna have to figure that out. It's just a whole different scheme. Now we have James Harden, so different.
What have you seen from the first game you guys had with them in New York to the other day, Denver? Have you seen the progress that you want to see?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say definitely. We kind of know what we're doing more now with him out there. We like having him in ball screens. We like when he gets his ISOs, and I feel like in that second half he was taking advantage of it. So it was good to see.
In what ways can, and I don't know if T was talking to you about this or not, but in what ways can the team get the ball in your hands more?
I have no idea.
Because we saw in that Denver game, and even in against the Grizzlies, like when you get into the paint, when you have the ball, you're still able to make the right passes, get guys open looks and everything. I don't know how many assists you've got, but it's a high number for someone who's not touching the ball, especially in the beginning of plays as much as you do. Like, that's clearly helping the team. And like, what ways, even if you haven't talked to it with the coaching staff, what ways do you feel like you can initiate that more often?
Get downhill in transition. That's about it. I don't know what else that within the offense that I can. Just make quick decisions. If the ball gets kicked to me, either shoot it, get back downhill, get to the paint, find for somebody else.
When you look at the glue guys that you guys lost, I talked about how they're kind of like connectors for you guys, especially at one position. What's the kind of trickle down effect or domino effect that it has to have kind of on everyone else now?
Just to be wise of that and know that you kind of got to sacrifice, whether it's you got to cut on this possession, cut. You got to get out the way on this possession, get out the way. If you got to sacrifice and crash and try and keep the ball alive, do so. Like, just try to bring doing the little things to the game that those guys brought to us.
How different is it done?
Yeah, it's definitely easier said than done, especially if you're not used to doing so.
Terance, how different is it for the second unit when you got Russ with that second unit versus when Harden's with the second unit?
I wouldn't say it's too much different. You talking about on the offensive side of things? I wouldn't say it's too much different. They both bring the same role of making plays happen, so I wouldn't say it's too much different.
PG said after the Denver game that everybody really cares for one another, and that's kind of helped you guys get through this rough stretch. What's your sense of that, just the overall level of togetherness that you guys have had during this losing streak?
Yeah, we're losing as a team, and we all know it's as a team, so there's no pointing fingers. There's no, this could be better, this could be better. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. I feel like we go out there, these past 5-6 games, we went out there and gave it our all as a team while trying to figure it out with new pieces, which isn't easy. So, we're all sticking together through it and trying to figure it out.
Terance, is there too much sacrifice on this team right now and not enough selfishness?
I don't know.
Everybody's too afraid to
Maybe not. I really don't. I can't really tell. I wouldn't call it too much sacrifice or not enough selfishness. It's just hard to have a balance when you got a lot of players who can do a lot of different things. It's hard to have a balance.
You guys have yet to win a close game this year. Are there? I know that the Utah game was pre-trade. Then there's a Laker game where the roster is still in flux, and there's some after. So I know not every game is kind of comparable, maybe apples to apples. But are there things you're seeing as trends that you guys need to figure out late in fourth quarters that are coming up time and again?
I guess just executing and getting stops when we need them in the fourth quarter, I would say. But I would say just executing offensively, and making the stop that we need to make.
Small ball's been a pretty big thing for you guys over the last couple of years, but losing the guys that you've lost, it's kind of made small ball a little bit smaller. What's the adjustment been like on that end, trying to deal with like a somewhat smaller small ball lineup than what you guys have been used to?
Yeah, I mean, tough. We're smaller, so it just makes it tough on the defensive end. Especially last game with Big Yoke, just he knows he's gonna try and get to the front of the rim no matter what on that block. So it wasn't easy guarding that.
Thanks, man.
Let's get ready for HoopJab.